dimensions are meshing together.
Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John F. Kennedy was elected to Congress in 1946. Abraham Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John F. Kennedy was elected president in 1960. Both presidents were shot on a Friday. Both presidents were shot in the head. Now it gets really weird. Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners named Johnson. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. John Booth, who assassinated Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Oswald, who assassinated Kennedy, was born in 1939. Now hang on to your seat. Lincoln was shot at the theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car called Lincoln, made by Ford. Lincoln was shot in a theater and his assassin ran and hid in a warehouse. Kennedy was shot from a warehouse and his assassin ran and hid in a theater. Booth and Oswald were assassinated before their trials. And here's the kicker. A week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe.
Shalom, shalom. Start by giving all glory, honor, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, and QADASH. The honors of the elders and apostles, to great MILLSTONE, and teaching them well. Peace and salutations be to all for the elect. But that's how I'm coming at you from the Province of Babylon camp here in Tampa, Florida. Assassin's going to be going into Esau's sorcery. Seen his video showing how President Abraham Lincoln and President John F. Kennedy assassinations lined up perfectly. And the person who made the video said it's because the dimensions are mashing together. It's really because of sorcery. You know, it had nothing to do with the dimensions mashing together. Alternate timelines. No, it's Esau's sorcery. Because the presidents, they're not elected, they're selected. So, that being said, there's a higher authority that chooses who sits in the seat, the ruling seat of Babylon. If these presidents go against the grain, go against the contract, or go against whatever these elites tell them to do, they send in an assassin. Plain and simple. They got people they've trained up from birth how to kill, just to go and kill people that they need to be taken out. You see that in the movie, the show Utopia. They got certain beings that were created they were born and raised just to kill, you know. They would take these individuals away from their parents at birth and raise them up to kill, you know. In the show they called it like cloning. They were cloning people and stuff, but really they were just raising people up to be killers. Called them assassins and sent them in to handle their dirty work, such as stuff like the elections, you know. But this is all, you know, sorcery, man. This ain't got nothing to do with dimensions lining up and Esau just decides what he wants to do and he does it, you know. And you catch him. If you good enough to catch him, you're gonna see him in the midst of his plan, carrying out his plans, man. You know, this devil ain't slick. This devil ain't slick. It says in the book of
are meshing together.
In the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. So these devils got the power in their hands to do these things that they do. You know, they got the power to say erase him, and then he gets erased. You know, but they can only do these things on a carnal level. They'll have somebody stalking you for weeks, waiting for the opportunity to take you out. You know, but these devils planning evil work. They be thinking this shit upon their beds. Like, something ain't right about that guy Kennedy, man. He seems to be a little bit more for the slaves. Yeah, we're gonna take him out tomorrow. But when he has his press conference, we're gonna take him out. You know. And they practice. They when they wake up, they put it in motion. They got the money, the power, the authority to do these things, man. This is Psalms chapter 83 verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones, because these elections ain't for you, Jakes. These presidents ain't for you, Jakes. They are to further the elite's plans, Esau Edom's plans, you know, the royal family's plans. Okay? And if they're going against the grain, they really try to be for the people, they go get destroyed. These presidents were never for the people. They are for the president is a job, man. To be a president is an obligation. You know, that's not a career. That's not something that somebody can really volunteer to do. The fact that you have presidents goes to show you that it's not a true rulership. You know, the art of democracy. You know, all that shows that there's no true rulership. True rulership was done by the families of royalty, who was in royal blood, you know, who's the king, and the son will be the next king. You know, it was bloodline. If he has no sons, then it gets passed to his brother. If somebody with his blood in their veins gonna be king, but here it is, you got all these different people becoming president. It just goes to show you this America is an organization. These presidents are basically supervisors set up over a country. What you think is a country, but it's actually a business. No different from going to work and seeing the head honcho of that job, the man that owns the place. Or, not the man that owns the place, but you'll never see the man that owns the place face. You'll always see the men that he set up over the place to watch it while he's gone. The owner of Babylon ain't even in Babylon, don't even live in Babylon, man. You know? It says, Isaiah chapter 30, verse 12, Salakia. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. Despite these things, Jake still goes and vote. They go run into the voting and the totem poles. I seen a video where they said it was 46,000 Jake women gathered together on a Zoom call and raised 1.6 million for Kamala Harris. You know, but she ain't even raised $1 for you. Her ass can't even raise $1 for you, woman, man. And neither you Jakes, you know. But these Eve women, these Jake women, thought they was gonna get a hot girl in the seat. No, she's not even Jake. You voted for another oppressor. You voted for your enemy again. Obama was not a Jake. You voted for your enemy again. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise it. And that's how they use their sorcery as well. That's a part of their sorcery as well. Voting these heathens that look like the darker races and saying that they Jake. Oh, we elected somebody that was black. Yeah, but they not Jake. You got Hamites over there. They got dark skin, but they're not Jake. They're not Israel. This devil knows what he's doing, but our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because they don't know these things. They fall for the trap every single time. If you're in the dark about something, you're going to always run into the traps. There'll be so many traps laid out on the floor, you still got laid out for you. You're going to walk into every single one of them because you can't see. But the Lord brought us into the light when we came into this truth. This holy enlightenment. This separate understanding. Okay? And then what the traps made known to us. There's a trap to the left, a trap to the right, about 3 feet down, you know? So we don't go and sit in these doctor's office and getting yabbed up, and we don't go and sit at the totem poles waiting to vote for our own oppressor. You know, the scriptures say if you are to elect a king over you, it must be of your own people, of your own brethren, you know, of Israel. There can't be no Hamite, can't be no fucking Edomite. We've never had an actual Jake ruling here in America. That'll never be the case because Esau Edom is in charge of America. And Jake is, they're trying to take Jake down. They'll never give Jake a chance to rule because they know that Jake finna rule after them and they ain't gonna be able to rule ever again. So they want to utilize that to the best of their ability. They used Obama to further destroy Jake and Israel. That's why Jake thought that Obama was a black man. He wasn't. He thought Obama was Jake like that, like us. He wasn't. When he got in office, what did he do? He legalized same-sex marriage. Now you got niggas walking around here with purses. It was a ploy to destroy you niggas even more. These niggas walk around openly with purses. It used to be a thing when niggas was in a closet hiding. Now these niggas are out in open, bold, man. Big, strong, brolic niggas walking around with skirts and purses. You just know that nigga voted for Obama. Probably didn't even vote for Obama, but fell for his schemes, fell for the schemes of Esau Edom. It wasn't Obama's plan to do these things. Obama had a script. It's like you go to church on Sunday, your pastor has a script. He ain't coming in there off the dome in it. He ain't coming in there a cappella in it, you know. He ain't coming in there doing impromptus. He ain't coming there just reading the knowledge off his heart that the Lord gave him. No, he reading off a script. This is true. I met a man that was a pastor. You know, he told me all about it. He told me everything he reads, every single scripture is scripted. Every single dance session scripted. How many times they passed the bowl around? You know, I don't think how many times they passed the bowl around was scripted, but the goal, the amount of money they're supposed to make per session is scripted. You know, they got to give that to their big daddy Esau, and then they're gonna take the rest to themselves to go buy new cars every year. I remember going to church when I was younger. The pastor was coming with a new car every year. I'm like, well, this nigga got money, man. Like, wow. Like, the pastor's a rich man. And when I was little, I thought that this was a part of being a man of the Lord, was being blessed in the earth. And don't get me wrong, a lot of prophets were blessed, you know, were better off in the earth, but it's not a common thing for the Lord to send a prophet that was rich, you know, and getting money from the people. If a prophet was blessed, it's because the Lord blessed him with money and possessions and prosperity of his own. These things just came to him. He didn't ask for it. These pastors are asking for money when you come in there. I ain't see you at church Sunday. Where you been at? We'll see you next Sunday then. Make sure you come in Wednesday too. All right, they want double the wage now because it's a business. Isaiah 30:13 says, therefore this iniquity shall be to you. I'll reread from the top. 30:12. It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. So Jake trusts in oppression and perverseness. And that's what they stay. That's what they depend on. They rely on that. Okay, their lives depend on perverseness and oppression. All right. But because they do this, it says, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. I mean, it's going to catch you off guard when this devil turns his back on you. When this devil turns around and stick you with the stick-a-wick, you know. And eventually it's going to lead to this. Grab it. The book of Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 6. It says, lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt. And if you look at broken reed, it looks like the tool used to inject the C-hip within you, man. It says, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. Alright, so a man want to trust in Egypt, so if a man want to lean on and depend upon Babylon, guess what? It's going to go into his hand. Babylon's going to shrink into a size where it can fit inside of your body. And that's going to be their image, their ways, their NWO, all in the form of a C-hip put inside of you. That's what it leads to. That's what it leads to. You're going to be a product of Babylon, and it's going to show. Your trust in Babylon is going to show on your hand or in your forehead, man. All right? But yeah, I truly hope this was edifying to you. I keep on waffle, listen to truth and sincerity. Until next time, HALALYAM, give all glory, honor, praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.